Hey everyone, I figured I'd make this video since I couldn't find anything on this online. I recently did a motor swap on a 2001 Volvo s60 turbo. That's the original motor. What happened was the connecting rod bushing went, causing extensive damage to the crankshaft and connecting rod. So instead of buying the parts and rebuilding the motor, we got another motor and decided to put it in. Now, this is not actually the original motor in this car. Now, we did not know this. I would assume that that motor is from a 2003, and I got a 2004 model here. Now, because of that 1 year difference, there was a few electronics differences on these motors. The main one was the VVC system here. As you can see, this is the 2004. It has a VVC solenoid for exhaust and the intake, and also had the cam sensor here as well as on the exhaust valve. Now, this car is only equipped with the computer to read the VVC system on the exhaust. So I swapped everything over, and I could not, just for a heads up, you cannot just swap the intake or the valve covers, because there's a slight difference in the cam size, and when you do that, it doesn't allow the exhaust cam to turn. So because I wanted to run with the original solenoid right here, I took both of these off and I built a plate, as you can see here, to cover up the intake one. Plugged everything in, car fired up, it ran great, but right away it started ticking, and it's a very noticeable tick. Now, I did a little bit of research and I found that that's usually because of a VVC system error, solenoid not working properly. So what I did was I unplugged the existing solenoid that was on there, this one, and the noise did not go away. So what I decided to do then was take everything off, put the original ones back on, and without plugging them in, because you can see here, this is the factory plug on this one, but this is the plug that from the computer system in the car. Without plugging them in, I fired the car back up, and there was no ticking. Idled rough, because obviously it's not plugged in, but there was no ticking. So what I did then was I cut this wiring harness off, color-coded matched, a temporary plug-in right now until I can do some further testing. But doing it like this, it runs great at idle, and there is no ticking. Just a little bit of information on going from a single VVC system to a dual VVC system. Very little work required if you know what you're doing, but unlike what I went through, I had to learn everything the hard way. So I hope you guys can work with this, and this has helped.